shit to start show? Sure. Why the fuck not? Hello everyone. We're
Oh.
shitting this shit show.
Wait, are you fucking live right now?
Yes, I am.
Where the fuck are you?
What the
He's live, but it only shows me and Kay.
Wait, what?
It only shows me and Kay.
Does it still?
Hey guys.
Is it only showing you and Kay right now?
I don't know,
I'll tell you after the ad.
You gotta wait for the ad now.
If so, I need to fix some OBS
You're good.
shit.
What is it? Asylum
You good?
Arms? I gotta fucking look. I looked you up because it's not showing.
It's
Just look at
it's
my
under his channel name.
It's my Twitch.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck is? I have you follow, but
Rex the Killer 6.
It finally popped up on me.
Look what you mean? I just went live.
Jesus Christ!
All
got
right.
5 people watching.
Now, before I forget, before we actually start this shit,
Make sure everybody can hear us.
yes, everyone can hear us. The audio is on. I did make sure of that. But this podcast is also sponsored by Audible, and with Audible, you can download and listen offline anywhere at any time. The app is completely free to install on smartphones and tablets and across most platforms, and you can switch between platform devices without losing your spot at all. And if you can't decide what you want to watch, don't worry, they have hundreds of options to choose between podcast, books, ebooks, and several other options. And if you end your thing, you can always restart with your one free credit they give you for a free book as well. That was probably my best intro to the sponsorship.
Yeah, you fucked it last time.
I always fuck it, so I'm surprised you did well this time.
You're straight.
As somebody that's been with Rex since he's had the Audible sponsorship,
I always fuck
There's
it.
been a couple times where, babbling Hawkeye here has to come in and rescue it.
It's true.
Yeah. Wow, last week you fucking destroyed that fucking thing.
Look, I know you see it, Kay.
You're absolutely
Shut
right.
up.
You did destroy it.
So
I have one from Jackie too, but it's fucked up and I don't bring it up because it's coming apart.
I'll take a chance to actually introduce everybody else. We have a special appearance by a past guest, Katerian.
I don't know if it's special or not, but
He was on our past guest, and he was also on. He had his own episode, and he decided to hop on last episode too.
look, I just like to be included in shit, okay?
And
he
our
decided
guest
to join
for-
this year.
Our guest for today is Cynic,
Howdy.
and I will give Cynic a chance to fully introduce himself.
I gotta introduce myself. Hi, I'm Cynic DeGringo. Haven't streamed in about a year and a half. I'm me.
Hey, Cynic.
Ask anybody that's ever watched my stream. When I do stream, you get what you get.
It's
Ain't
true.
no
Yeah.
problem from nothing.
It's true.
Yeah,
You get cynic with
Yeah.
these streams.
100%.
You get me yelling at the dogs, the kids, it don't matter.
Teeth falling out. Doesn't
Your
matter.
teeth is falling out and landing in my hand.
Seen that happen.
I don't even know if I was actually around for that one.
We had him laughing so hard, his fucking teeth just kind of went, bloop, and it was hilarious. We all fucking died laughing, and he starts laughing harder. It was a fucking show. It was fantastic.
I mean, sounds about right.
It was hilarious.
I don't even remember what I was playing that day either.
I don't know, but we was laughing our asses off because your fucking teeth fell out, and it was hilarious.
My grandson might make an appearance in the doorway here after a bit.
Well,
He tries to come in, gets
cynic,
cheese puffs from me.
would you like to tell everyone what branch of stuff you are in the military?
I served a total of 16 years between active duty, Army, and the Oklahoma and Kansas National Guards. But I got credit for 23 years.
How does that work?
Huh?
No, I'm confused.
You trying to figure out how that works?
Yes.
I double dipped.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
Kansas-
you did both.
when the Kansas National Guard, I was an AGR position. When the Kansas National Guard deployed for Katrina down to Texas, we deployed to Dallas-Fort Worth military complex. Got down there, FEMA found out, oh, you're an equipment operator. Got hired for FEMA, worked for FEMA and the National Guard while I was there.
Ah.
So I got 3 years for that 1 year that I was there. Because you get a year and a half for the National Guard for humanitarian,
Mhm.
and then got the same from FEMA because of disaster.
Okay, that makes more sense now.
It's a very technical thing.
And then while I was a recruiter, I also still went ahead and drilled. So I got full time for recruiter, so I didn't have to drill. So when I drilled, I got my points for drill as well.
Yeah.
Here's my jealous cat. She makes appearances too.
I see this.
Mine must be in the other room.
Um. So, Cynic, do you have any favorite basic training stories?
My basic training, I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I was in 108th Pro Train Alpha Company. And what Pro Train means, I was on Tank Hill. It's old World War II barracks. I had new drill sergeants every 2 weeks, so I never got out of red face the whole time I was at basic.
Oh,
Because
damn.
you get new drill sergeants, they got to start you at phase 1 because they don't know who you are or who's the screw up and who's not. And I had a female permanent party one, but she left the second day I was there to go to Fort Benjamin Harris for school and didn't come back to graduation day.
Oh,
She's a
shit.
little bitty black gal. Yeah. I got caught eyeing her, so I got dropped coming off the bus.
Damn.
So I became private push up to her. Well, I made my point that by the time she got back, I was gonna be able to out push up her and make her tired watching me do push up. And did.
I mean, fair.
Fuck you, lady.
I couldn't. I can't.
I was maxing my PT test where they'd tell me to stop. I'd have 30 seconds left and already have 100 points. So I'd be like, stop. Got little bitty arms.
Little bitty arms means you don't have as far to push.
That's right. Easy to break that plane when you're skinny.
True.
Yeah, fucking little bitty everything, dude. You're just a tiny little fella. I mean,
Also,
honestly.
I just started getting a belly the last 2 years.
Also, Radix, thank you for the raid. God, I'm losing my train of thought today.
So, you have a basic training story that still makes you laugh to this day.
Oh, that's the one that makes me laugh.
That's the one.
It's because I showed her. Well, the other one is, and I got in trouble. Okay, graduation day. I got told the MPs came over to our barracks to get me. Like, why the hell are the MPs here? I ain't done nothing illegal or wrong. And so they took me to the commander's office for the whole post. Major General Ernest Childer. I get there, and of course I see a vehicle with flag for the U.S. Marine Corps Commandant. Yeah, Hawkeye's gonna start smiling already because he already knows for this because he's heard this one. My mother's father was Commandant of the Marine Corps when I went to basic. That's why I didn't join the Marine. He came to my basic training graduation, so I got called to a 2-star's office because somebody was there that outranked him and he wasn't warned that they were coming. Now,
Oh, that sounds a little.
Did I really get in trouble? No. He was upset that he didn't get notified that he was coming, but I got an extra 24-hour pass. So I had 48 hours instead of the 24 everybody else had.
Oh.
Of course. Familiar to a situation on Pool's episode.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to a situation that Poole had on his that he told us about on his episode.
Except for his father was a 5-star general, and then his uncle was part of the Navy SEALs, so they had every right to be.
Yeah, 4.
I've eaten lunch with 3 different presidents during my time in service.
Now that's an interesting occurrence. I think you told me about one of them.
That is interesting.
Well, I was on rifle and pistol teams for the National Guard, so that's what a lot of it was. But no, when I left Panama before I went to Germany, I got invited to the White House by the whole unit that I was attached to got sent there. We had dinner on the lawn with, huh?
I don't know, it's a
What?
2-star general.
Oh, he's saying his dad was 2-star, not
2-star.
The last
Be
person.
my, he was a major general. Be my little general. Some things never get rid of. But Ronald Reagan was the first one I had dinner with, while Bush Sr. was vice president. Then, after Desert Shield, Desert Storm, had dinner with Bush Sr. with the unit that I was deployed to with there. No, I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it is. I got an award from him, what have you, certificate and crap. Then Bush Jr., when we went, the Oklahoma National Guard won the competition overall between all branches, Army-wide, not all branches, Army-wide competition. We had dinner with Bush Jr. GW and GH,
Nice.
all Republican. Not that it matters.
I mean, that's fair. So what was your favorite and least favorite MRE?
My least favorite MRE, fried chicken a la king. My favorite was the Frankfurters, 5 Fingers of Death. Because they were the only one back then that had Tabasco sauce in it.
The Frankfurters, man, I forgot all about those.
And they had caramels in them every time.
Yeah.
Well, I think this might be the first episode that someone didn't say the veggie omelet for their least favorite.
The
Veggie omelet? Veggie omelet? When did that come out?
Oh,
You
never
never
mind.
thought about
Never mind, Cynic wasn't around for that one.
every time somebody fucking ate it, that's when it came out.
It's like I've heard about this hamburger one and this pizza one. We didn't have those. We had the old Vietnam ones.
You had the ones in the old school, the
Don't-
brown bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
when
had-
I first started eating them.
Wait,
Now,
wait,
I did have the tan ones too. I
Yeah.
still got some jalapeno cheese dip and some peanut butter.
wait, these
Yo,
used to
dude,
be
I'll give you
brown?
$20 for that jalapeno cheese.
I
They used
bet.
to be brown.
20? I'll give 40.
Yeah, there was a dark brown.
I ain't even fucking playing. Yeah, it was a dark brown.
Did not know.
And then
Same
when-
concept though. Same concept. It was had the meal, it had the dessert and shit like that. But it was a very dark brown bag.
I did not know that.
Yeah, those are the ones I had. Yeah.
That's the ones that I
actually-
started with.
The dehydrated beef patty in it wasn't bad as long as you put water in. You couldn't eat that thing
Dehydrated
dry.
beef patty.
My favorite from those is the beef stew. Beef stew was good in that
Beef
one.
stew was good. The chili
Yeah.
mac was good.
The chili mac was good in that one too. The chili mac from the tan pouches is much better than the brown one though.
Yes, got better seasoning.
Yeah.
Because ours was bland. It was like getting the can of Always Save.
Yeah.
So, Kay,
Basically.
one day did it start giving you different MRAs then?
Yeah.
My third deployment to Iraq, they were getting the tan one,
Okay. So
Yeah, they switched them out.
but it still didn't have pizza or hamburger and omelets in it. It had an omelet.
I
in it.
never
It
had
didn't
a
have
pizza.
a veggie omelet. It didn't have a veggie omelet. It had a ham and cheese omelet.
from my understanding, you're not missing out with that veggie omelet, though.
No, that
Sure
thing's
I'm not.
disgusting.
It's
Ugh.
every episode I've had so far, their least favorite has been the veggie omelet. Besides Dev, and that's because Dev's unit didn't have any.
Like I said, most of my units breakfast was K rats or C rats.
Mmm.
Yeah,
Salt.
green eggs. Didn't matter what.
All right,
those eggs
so-
were gonna be green.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Any stories from AIT?
Okay,
Or
my
job
first AIT.
training.
My first AIT was a joke. I was a 31 kilo, which back then that's not dog handler. For you new guys, that's the old combat signalman, which was the grunt of communication. You literally knew every commo job there was, so you could go to any unit, but you were aligned as a combat job, not non-combat arms. It was combat arms. You could
So
be a
for the new
corporal.
guys listening,
You
that's
could be a
24.
corporal in it. Well, no. Well, it transfers over to 24 uniform, but it transfers over to any of the 25 series.
Yeah.
Because we were network engineers, we ran wire. We were most commonly known as being a wire dog because we were the ones that run wire. 'Cause nobody else ran wire, telephone line. for the TA-112s, SB-22s, electronic switchboard. We were the first class taught SINGAR radio, so we got to keep our books on it. We were also the only ones other than a Victor that could tear those radios apart and fix them. And it was a secret clearance you had to have. I did go to ASI. I have ASI on my identifier, which is all service identifiers, because I did Morse code and did the fast track class where I went to other classes. So I learned other things.
Fuck Morse code.
Hey, that's why I got deployed with who I did. That's why I got a Halo jump. Thank you for my mustard stamp in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, January 15th.
Oh, Pool says the pizza came out about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son told me about it.
So is Morse
I've never
code,
had one.
Is Morse code a bitch to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I went to signals intelligence training, they want it to be second nature. Like you can't think about it. If you think about it too much, you will never learn it.
Yep.
Ever.
You'll pause too
Because
long.
you'll pause. They want it just to be like when you start hearing those things, you just start typing away. And then they have like the half letters and shit. That shit'll fuck you up.
There's
Because the half letters. Yeah, so it's like shorthand for Morse code. So you have numbers, letters, and then half letters.
The fuck's a half letter?
It just means that they're using half of the signal for a letter instead of the full letter.
Yeah.
So instead of 2 dots and a dash, it could be a dot and a dash.
SOS is always the same, no matter which.
Yeah. So
but you'll shorten like W instead of being dot dash dash dot dash dash dot. It'll be dot dash dot dash.
Yeah. What's really funny is that the numbers and the half letters are almost identical. So you can't use half letters and numbers together because you'll have just fucking gibberish.
So usually the way that they separate those out when they're sending you something with numbers and half letters in it is they'll have 3 quick dashes with a long pause, then 3 quick dashes, short pause, 3 more dashes.
Yeah.
Or dots, excuse me.
I think I've told this story to Cynic before, because
that's your semicolon, basically.
Did I ever tell you the story of how my adopted father, as an E3, got a sergeant be his lackey?
Yeah, I think you did tell me that one. I had a lieutenant for lackey for a good while.
Oh yeah.
I was driving a general at the time.
To shorten the story, my adopted father was a commo person. I don't remember exactly what he did, but in the truck, if a certain switch broke, they had to call overseas to fix it. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Well, the sergeant was coming in and going all sorts of, you got to do this, blah, 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 blah. My dad just looks at him and goes, no, you literally have to do this, this, and this. My dad goes off and goes to sleep. Sergeant's running watch over the van, right? And wakes up and the van's just broken. Everything in the van's broken. So here's my dad as a PFC going, fix this, fix this, fix this. And by that time, the battalion commander come walking around. And battalion commander goes, you know how to run this van by yourself? Yes, sir. Good. You're now in charge of this van. Looks at the sergeant and goes, you get him anything he wants. If he wants a new pair of underwear because he pissed himself, you're getting him that new pair of underwear.
Jesus. It's one way of doing it.
Yeah, my LT that I got is a lackey. He started off I was with 45th I was a section leader. He was one of my privates. Well, then he's going to college, going to ROTC, so he got his dot. At that time, I was an E6. He decided to smart off to me and told me I had to salute him. I was like, no, I don't. You're a dot. You're getting paid less than I am. I said, you're the same thing as an E5. That's it. I said, I'll call you cadet because you're a cadet. You're not commissioned officer yet. You don't warrant being saluted. He went and whined to his dad, who was the colonel for HHC.
Oh.
So his dad comes up to me. He goes, giving my son a hard time. Not going to salute him. What have it? No, sir. He's not salutable. He's a dot. He's an E5, basically. Getting paid as an E5, getting all the benefits of an E5, but he's a dot because he's not commissioned yet. Once he gets commissioned, then I'll salute him. So admit until he gets commissioned, no, I'm not saluting him. He's there to learn. So, about that time, General Gamble was walking by, who I just got done driving for 2 years. He heard it, and he locked that colonel up. So, you don't give him shit. He knows what he's doing. He come from active duty. And all. And needless to say, the kid got commissioned like 3 months later. And then he got told by General Gamble that he was going to be platoon leader for my platoon. But he answered to me. I didn't answer to him.
Oh, Jesus.
And he had a sour look on. This kid now, believe it or not, this kid went somewhere. He is now the Oklahoma National Guard Commanding General.
Nice.
This same kid.
Nice.
My kid's under him now.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that. I remember you telling me about that.
That must be interesting.
It's funny. But I've run into him, and he's like, thanks for being the way you were with me. It made me into the officer that I need. He's a soldier's officer.
If they had more of those, the military would be a lot different place.
Well, what they need to do is when they're a fucking butter bar, put them with a fucking senior NCO, or at least
Facts.
at least an E6 or
Semi-competent.
Yeah,
an E6 or above.
I'd say any, fast, or not necessarily fast tracking, but semi-competent E5 as well.
Most E6s are section sergeants in like infantry units and what have you, in combat arms. So those you can guarantee know their shit because they have. Now, yeah, an E6 is just commo sergeant, which I did for a while. No, because we don't know all the aspects. Now, once I became 11 series and learned the aspects, it was another. I'm a sheep from another thread too, so. Yes, there's shit the military can do better.
No, we would never say that. They do everything perfectly every time. Every time. It's all perfect.
All I can do is believe my fellow vets and say, yes, it's perfect.
Perfect.
All I can do is listen to the vets of my episodes and say it's perfect, even though I know it's
Officers know exactly what they're doing at all times.
There's actually one officer I still have the utmost respect for.
Plus, I know that's bullshit. You can show you some of the stories on this podcast.
Now, the officers I preferred to work for were ones that were Mustangs. I'll be honest. I've worked for a few that weren't, that had their shit together, but 9 times out of 10, it's if they were enlisted first, then yeah.
This is that exact situation, though, Sammy.
Yeah, this is one of those situations that I steered.
I just got my ACL reconstructed. I was on convalescent leave. But my AIT company didn't allow me to go home because they were worried, about comfort levels on the airplane. I'm sitting in the day room watching TV, listening to the incoming soldiers coming in from Sergeant Major's detail bitching. It's so goddamn hot. Blah 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 blah. They go back out. I go back to watching TV. XO comes in. I start to hobble my way up on my crutches, and he's like, "Sit your ass down." Yes, sir. Now, do you want to go to the PX?
You just told me to sit down, sir.
You know what? I could use getting out of this day room for 30 minutes or so. So I went to the PX, got some food, got a pair of pants. Came back. Oh, but it was funny watching the platoon sergeants yell at everybody yell at everybody is, why doesn't he have to stand up and go at ease? It's like, you see his fucking leg.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that treatment when I had my shit done. When I had my ACL replaced, fuck that. Them motherfuckers made me stand up the day of my surgery.
Well, at the time, I also had a platoon sergeant that was going through the injury as well.
Oh,
so there was a little sympathy going on there.
Oh, favoritism. That's what that's called.
I also heard that same platoon sergeant yell at the other platoon sergeants.
Also, isn't that the same sergeant that said that told the one guy that he's gonna break his leg?
Yep. What the?
Yeah, I didn't get shown any kind of fucking favoritism or anything when I had my shit done.
Yeah. Cynic, do you have any advice for people that wanting to go into the military or army specifically?
Get in shape. Start running. Start doing push-ups, sit-ups. Granted, the new PT tests don't do push-ups and sit-ups, but still doing their good core exercise for core
Really, they
strength.
don't?
Not the new PT test.
When I was looking at doing it,
No,
did.
the ACFT does do the push-up and sit-ups.
Right, but the new one don't.
How recent is this?
It's got the pull-up and...
No, I think they subbed out the pull.
It's got a crunch instead of a sit-up.
That's stupid.
Ah.
I mean,
but yeah, I'd say get in shape now. Don't go in, being like Hawkeye shape.
Don't go in half-assed.
I'm being nice to Kay. I'm being nice to Kay because he looks older.
Don't go in my shape because my shape's fucked. I mean, I am a shape. Wow.
I mean, you weren't like that when you went in, though.
No, when I went in, I was actually really fit when I went in.
Yeah, I was a cross-country runner when I went in, so...
Shit, when I was in, I was a football player. 6'1", like 200 pounds, 215.
200 pounds? I'm still not 200 pounds.
That's because you're like this fucking big, dude. Seriously, like you're this big.
So here's a new one.
I was underweight.
Here's a new one for you. What's one of the habits that you still haven't broke since being out of the military?
I still do everything in military time. I get up in the morning and I gotta go have that cigarette and that first cup of coffee.
Oh,
wait, that's an NCO thing. I'm sorry.
That was the best. Like, I don't smoke anymore, but that was like the best thing in the world. Getting up and going and having that first cigarette and a cup of coffee outside.
No matter what the weather was like.
No matter, you could be. I did that shit in South Dakota, and it'd be like 3 feet of snow, like 5 below. You're out there shivering your ass off with a cup of coffee. Just, oh, it's great to be alive.
I still checking my six all the time, stuff like that. When I go in a building, I'm looking for things I can use for weapon, things I can use for cover, escapes,
exits, how many people are in the building,
who I need to watch inside the building, all that. It's second nature.
Wow.
And I know the one that you and I have actually kind of share in common is keeping our hair tapered.
Hello. Yeah, I grow a beard, but yeah, my hair touching my ear is time pressured.
I think all vets grow a beard at least once after they get out.
How
Well, yeah, because we're told we have to shave every day.
True. I mean, yeah.
How about UK? What any habits that you still do?
All the ones that Cynic says. I mean, it's just like you go in there because you're so in tune to your hyper vigilance is what it is. And like it's not something that they teach you. It's just something that you learn.
Adapt.
Yeah, you just adapt to it. Even as I know non-combat people that do the same thing. They'll walk into a restaurant or something like that. They sit with their back to a wall or a window or something like that. They watch they know the exits. They know how many people are in there. They know what the people are doing. And it's just you just recognize it. I mean, that's just what it is.
Like here's a perfect example. Kay and I actually went and got breakfast last time he was up close by us, or close by me and my wife. I knew exactly what diner to suggest for him. Yes, it was busy, but they had a seat. They had a table next to a window. They sat us next to the window. But you could just see both of us were just scanning the surrounding area.
So one of the things that I do, and I do it kind of, and I obviously it's an unconscious thing that I just do it. It's like I'm more comfortable going to like a restaurant. Like I'd be more comfortable going to a restaurant with like Hawkeye or Cynic and sitting in the middle. Because I know that what I'm doing is I'm watching their back and I know they're watching mine. Like I'm paying attention to what's going on behind them, talking to them, but I'm paying attention to what's going on behind them, and they're doing the same thing I'm doing. So if shit goes down, we know somebody's going to say something. But when I'm out with my family, my ass is sitting with my back to the wall, and I'm watching her back. I don't actually expect her to watch mine because it's for me. It's my duty to watch them.
So there's a very telltale sign. Sorry, fucking word jitters here. That you can actually look at, and it looks like a lot of us will have a 1,000-yard stare almost, or we're staring at something while we're talking. And I'm speaking directly to Rex here.
Yeah,
it's gonna look.
I know.
It's gonna look like I'm. It's gonna look like I'm staring at you, but I'm not really staring at you.
Yeah, I have 3 veteran coworkers that do the same thing. Doesn't matter. Every time they enter the building, they always scan the area.
Okay, now I'm gonna show you something else that's different from my time. Now, I mean, it changed while I was in. But Hawkeye, do you recognize?
Oh,
hey, I know what that is.
Versus.
I know what that is too.
they're both earplug containers, but these are what I got issued. And then when I got to Iraq, then they gave me this one.
I make it bigger.
Those fucking earplugs were fucking
It's different
shitty.
types of earplugs too.
Mm-hmm.
Because these ones,
the
ones that were in these I actually have them in this one instead. These are what we used to get issued.
Yeah, I had better luck with those.
And these are the ones that everybody would be like, "Oh no, I don't want that."
What did you say? The older stuff is better than newer a lot of times. What did you say?
these, and the reason this was made this way is for this style of earplug, which take your top off, and it's supposed to slide in the hole. This one don't, to make inserting it easier.
Yeah.
Now,
yes,
I want to address something from last episode because Kay asked me if I knew how to use this.
Okay.
And I was driving.
What?
So, K38.
K38, you dickhead. The P, not a K.
P38.
P.
Yeah,
Yeah,
P38.
P38.
Look, he's gonna pull it out. It's gonna be on his keys.
Find it. Here, I promise you.
Even Dead Sea will like P38, you asshole.
P38 right there.
Yeah. It's a can opener.
God, they're so small. I didn't realize they're that small.
And they have a P150, which is bigger.
Yeah, P38. It's a little tiny thing. It's only about that big.
Look, I have
Individual.
horrible short-term memory.
You can open up any fucking can too. Like you
But
can open up
put it
anything.
this way. There's my old top.
Yeah, that's what mine looks like.
I served during BDU days.
Yeah, so Cynic and I both served when
so we-
BDUs was the uniform. Like everybody wore BDUs.
My first uniform in '88, I got issued 2 sets of ODs, because that's what we wore, for like 2 weeks. Then we got BDUs. So I have some OD stuff.
I still miss my goddamn boots. I should have picked up a pair when I was down at Bragg.
It's out in my trailer. I've got an OD hat that just says Army on it. There it is.
Oh.
That was our old ball cap. I literally
Yeah.
wore it 2 days and that was it.
Back in the day, they wore actual like baseball caps. Like the OD greens, they had baseball caps.
Yep.
And then
Now-
you got your military cover, which was your BDU
Now, Cynic.
cover. and
Dead,
stuff like
Dead
that.
Sea Pool, I retired as this.
Now,
And I got
Cynic.
one of these.
CIB.
did you ever spend time around a aviation unit?
Hello, I was at Sickles Army Airfield.
I take that as a yes.
So
I have both sets of wings. My son bought me new save rights from our Blues.
Oh, he bought you a new set?
Yep.
Nice.
Now, the
As
one
far as
medal I
return
have
goes.
that you're not going to see very many people that own this at all. Kay and Hawkeye both know what it is already. I am actually a certified, qualified Minuteman. I met all the requirements of the original Minuteman.
For
while I was
people
in the
that
Kansas
don't
National
know,
Guard.
what is a Minuteman?
Minuteman is from back in the days when the United States was becoming the United States.
Yep.
The people that were ready in a minute.
Mm.
And for Kansas, that's the top award you can receive. There's only 100 of these out at any given time.
So, and I guess so that's what that Minuteman stands for. Now there's the Minuteman
That are missiles.
ICB. Yeah, the ICBMs. Those are Minutemen too. Those are the ones that come out of the ground. Big hydraulic doors push up the girth and shit like
Oh,
that, and
yeah.
they come out of the ground.
They
Those are
can launch
Minuteman
with-
missiles.
Yep, because they can launch within a minute.
They can launch with literally like push the ground up and be out of that tube within a minute and go wherever the fuck they want to go in the world. Wherever you want to go.
Yep.
That briefcase that the old commander-in-chief carries those codes.
Also, weren't missile silos also like Minuteman ones too?
That's what he's
Missiles-
talking about.
that's
ICBMs.
what
that's what he's talking about.
Okay,
That's
that's what they
what-
are.
yeah.
Intercontinental
Intercontinental.
Well, I mean, not,
Intercontinental ballistic missiles.
missile.
and then
It's an Air Force thing. The Army didn't have them. Bullshit.
I've seen them. I've been to I've seen the ones in South Dakota.
My
There's-
wife's
there's 6
cousin
tubes
used
in
to
the state of
babysit them.
Are there?
I seen one at in North Dakota because my one of my family members' farms has an old abandoned one. Like, right
So
by.
that one is when the Russians came over, and by show of good faith, we had to decommission some.
Mm.
Well, as far as they're concerned, we can decommission a lot.
We didn't.
We didn't.
Kansas has 36 missile silos.
But yeah,
South Dakota
think-
has a
I think-
shitload.
I think 12 got decommissioned in Kansas.
So, if you go through like North Dakota, South Dakota,
yeah.
you can tell which ones are commissioned, which ones are decommissioned, because one has 2 fences, and one has 1 fence.
And
So
there's no people. You don't see no
yeah.
people.
you don't. That's my girlfriend at the time didn't understand what they were. I knew exactly what it was. As soon as I rolled up on one, I was like, I'm not going near that. I know exactly what that is. There's a sign. There's signs everywhere. One of them says authorized use of deadly force if you approach this fence.
Oh.
But there's nobody around. that you can see,
See, the word see.
which you can guarantee somebody knows you're there.
They got
you know,
surveillance.
those nice little things called video cameras.
100%.
That place is surveillance like a motherfucker. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
know
So,
And it has automated weapon systems.
there's an
A lot better than
interesting thing.
Yeah,
that.
they're
Even the
fun.
word.
Why I asked Cynic about the aviation unit. When you went out onto the flight line, did you have to wear a cap?
No, you don't wear no cap on a flight line.
No,
You don't wear anything loose on a flight line.
you
No.
don't wear anything that can
Never
fall
do.
off.
Nope.
So wait,
'Cause,
do you have to wear one?
So you
No.
have to wear a cover when you're outside.
Unless
Yeah.
you're on a
If-
flight line.
If you're on a flight line, you're not supposed to wear anything that can fall or be blown off.
Makes sense.
And that's just like when you're on a fuel truck, you're not supposed to wear no metal.
Really?
Because
I did not know that
So-
one.
Anything
I
that
wish-
produces spark is not supposed to be on you while you're on a fuel truck.
wish.
Yeah, that was the
I
same
have
thing.
my-
Yeah, I learned that the hard way when I tried to get gas with my grandfather.
Your dog tags will create a spark.
It makes
Yes.
sense because that was the things at my old job. Because at my old job,
Your,
I
your
was
static.
at my old
like we-
job. Sorry, you can finish.
Go ahead.
At
Go
my
ahead.
old job, I worked in the acetylene department, and there we degas, devalve acetylene tanks. So basically, I couldn't have my phone in there or anything that would cause any form of transmission or spark. Could basically make the entire down turn into a bomb.
Yep. Well, that's like this BDU jacket. I could not wear it on top of a fuel truck because if you notice how shiny it is, because we used to starch our uniforms.
It starts the shit out of you, too.
You sit there walking, you create a shark from static electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to get gas with my grandfather at one point. And my grandfather was a fueler in the Army back during Vietnam. And I think somebody had messaged me, and I grabbed my phone right as I was getting out of the car. And he looked at me and said, "Put that fucking phone down. Whoever it is can wait."
Now they'd get pissed at me and try to get me because I'd have a lit cigarette. I'd walk over to my fuel truck with a lit cigarette, smoke my cigarette the whole time I'm fueling somebody, and they'd bitch about it. But the thing is a cigarette, the cinder on your cigarette will not ignite fuel. It will
No,
not
it'll go
ignite
out.
jet fuel.
No, it actually
comes
goes
in-
out.
It will go out. Even though it's got heat, it will not. It's not the heat that produces, it's the spark.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, back in
Yeah,
my day,
just what
I
you
held
want, just
too
what you
many
need, a
inquests.
longer FOD walk down. Yeah, fuck FOD walks, dude. Fuck
I
FOD walks.
I never had the opportunity to actually do quad walks.
That's
I'd
not
be
a
the
fucking
one.
opportunity. That's a fucking punishment.
I was the one that would be calling the person that did quad walks for fucking
Fucking
brake
FOD walks.
checks or braking action checks.
Oh.
That would have been something that you would have had fun with. Okay.
Fucking
So
FOD
braking
walks are
action-
such a pain in the ass. Walking around with
Braking
little
action
tiny ass
checks.
pebbles.
You get in a car, speed down the runway, and then you slam on the brakes.
That's a brake check.
Yeah, fuck FOD walks, dude. Like I've done so many fucking FOD walks. I fucking hate them because you're walking around and you have to pick up every single fucking little tiny whatever the fuck it is, and you have to pick it up, put it in your pocket. Whether it's a little tiny pebble, a screw, a fucking
And these are big airfields.
Little piece of paper.
yeah, they're long and they're wide.
I
There's
feel
usually
bad
like
for-
10 to 15 of you, and you walk like this the whole time.
Yeah, like aren't
Don't
these?
get
It's like
cut
you
like
wonder
that.
why you wonder why some of us have bad backs.
Like how many like football fields is one airfield?
Depends.
So yeah, they all depend. Like
True.
Ellsworth Air
On
Force Base has
average.
one of the longest one.
Mhm.
So Ellsworth is a little over a mile long, I think last time I measured it.
Jesus.
So here's the thing: you can't really get an average on airfields
No,
because
they're all different
they're
sizes.
all airfields are designed differently. Some of the airfields that I was privy to working with or on are designed for helicopters.
Yeah.
True. So you don't need.
So
that
they're
large
going to
airfield.
be they're going to be
yeah,
this
you're not.
big.
You don't have like a for the helicopter ones. You don't have a runway. You're literally doing a
No.
FOD walk on
Well,
where
no.
they land.
Well, no, you don't need a runway because they go up, down,
Yeah.
forward.
Depending
now-
on the helicopter, because the
Color and
Blackhawk or the Chinook do require runways.
I can tell you right now. Hold on. I can
was
tell you
like,
exactly. I can tell you exactly how long Ellsworth Air Force Base.
Chinook only
airfield is.
requires 36 feet in front of it.
Yeah.
They still had a runway at Rucker.
Well, yeah.
You
They use
know.
the runway to move them around to the hangars they want to put them in and stuff, but they only require 36 foot. And the Blackhawk don't even require that.
The most interesting aircraft that I actually got to
Blackhawk
see.
requires less than a fucking Huey did.
The most interesting aircraft that I actually got to see while I was in was actually a MiG. Not MiG. Hang on.
I see those every day.
Okay, so Ellsworth Air Force Base main runway is 2.92 miles long.
2 miles, not 1, 2.
Almost 3.
Yeah,
Air Force One can land that.
sounds like fun.
The reason
Barely.
for that is
For Air Force
because
One.
actually no, it's because of the 52s.
Yeah, B-52s require 2 miles.
B-52 require shitloads of fucking real estate to land and take off. And you see, I don't know, you guys, I'm sure Shank's probably seen the 52 come in. You see the black smoke before you ever see the fucking plane. Because there's 8 engines on a 52.
8?
Yeah.
There's 8 turbines on a 52.
Okay.
And they billow this, like, they have a black smoke that comes out of them.
Jesus.
Yes, you
So,
can.
but yeah, it's and I can show you here. Let me see if I'll share my screen. And I'll show you. I have it rolled out here.
So it's actually it's not the MiG, it's the Mi-24. It's one of the most interesting ones that I saw.
So yeah. So if you look at this yellow line right here, that's like, I mean, it's give or take, but it's like 3 miles long. And then if you look right here, this was this was where I worked right here.
Wow.
And that's the bird that fucked my hearing up. So if I get any closer to that. So the B1 has 4 GE turbo engines on it
4 of them. Jesus Christ.
that push 30,000 pounds of thrust each. So you're talking 120,000 pounds of thrust coming out of the ass into that plane.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they say stay 500 feet back. But yeah, so.
Or the Mi-8T, Cynic.
Huh?
Hmm.
What?
2 of the most interesting helicopters that I ever encountered were the Mi-24 and the Mi-8T.
Modified Heinz?
Mm-hmm.
Modified Heinz. Is that the one we stole from the Russians?
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I saw it.
One of
My first duty station was Berlin, while the wall was still up.
Hmm.
So I used to see a lot of that stuff every freaking.
So Cynic, what made you decide to go into the army?
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you really want to hear this?
I mean, yes.
I come from a long family that has always served.
Okay.
Even from before the United States, before we came from overseas. Gillymore is our surname, our original surname from Ireland, which is Queen Mary there was a Queen Mary in Ireland. That's
Yeah.
who we serve. That's where we got our name. Then we went to Scotland before Mary Queen of Scots was there and what have you, and we were part of the McGregor clan. Then some of us went to Germany. Some of us went ahead and came here from Scotland. Some came from England to Scotland, from England over. The others from Germany.
Mm.
Elizabeth Barry Gilmore was my great 5 times grandmother. She was Washington.
Cut out for a second there.
She was Washington's nurse at Valley Forge. Elizabeth Barry Gilmore.
All right.
My grandfather on my grandmother's side served with Teddy Roosevelt on San Juan Hill. Granted, he was just a cook for K Company, which K Company was the Rough Riders, but he was there with them. He's at Teddy Roosevelt's right foot in every picture you see of.
Damn.
So, yeah, I come from a family that is served.
Oh, it makes sense.
Was I originally planning on going? No. When I made myself at 16, I was planning to go to college and go over there, and buddy had passed away. It's like, yeah, I'm joining.
Yeah.
Next question.
Fair. Not. That's true. So you're coming from a military
Objection
family.
hearsay.
Do you have any like scariest stories that you
Any
can
what?
Scariest stories that you can share?
My first
Ones that
deployment to
made you-
Iraq was Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
One that won't get me banned.
The scariest thing on that one is I was setting up relays for the Air Force to drop supplies and mark where Bobs were going to get set up, because I was with the SF unit that was there attached to them. And the buddy that was in the pit with me that we were setting this relay up in, something flew over the top of the hill. He hollered grenade, jumped on it. It went off, cut him in half. I caught piece shrapnel in my knee and underneath my chin. That's why I wear a goatee, so you can't see the scar. Why I don't have my teeth. That was probably the scariest because, like I said, I just felt heat, and then like warm water was on me, which I was covered with his blood because it literally cut him. My jump wasn't that bad, even though it was dark. That was probably my scariest, because that's the first time actually. Even though at Berlin we heard gunshots all the time, it's like, oh yeah. So that stuff didn't really bother me, but like I said, that grenade, that's closest I came to. First time I saw my life flash between my eyes when I looked down and realized, gosh,
This shit's real.
he's 2 pieces. Yeah. But I mean, in the military, you get trained where you desensitize and what have you. And I was already to that point at that point because I was already a CLS, so
Well, yeah, they
dealt with some stuff
train you
with
to
that.
be a weapon, basically.
Yeah. Well, you got to be able to deal with those situations.
Well, yeah.
My cat's into something. I think she's mousing. That's probably my scariest. Other than my second deployment when I was 11 Hotel at the time, which was man-packed Dragon tow missile, anti-armor, and had to sit there with that gun, the tube aimed at a tank the whole time till it hits. You can't flick nothing or you'll break that wire and lose your missile.
Don't want to do that.
So Rex, you know what a tow missile is?
Not really. I've heard of them.
Finding one.
I've heard of them. I don't know what they look like.
So a tow missile is one that it's on a guide wire. It comes out of a tube. Normally, I think they have like 2 guide wires on them, and they're basically, you point wherever the fuck you're gonna shoot, and then you pull the trigger, and the missile comes out, and it's and then basically these wires go with it. They're really thin wires. So that's why he's saying you can't move or that wire breaks.
Can't have an involuntary shake or
or
anything.
the missile
You have
the missile
to
goes awry, it goes awry, and then you're
If
fucked.
that brings it up. That's a bit.
I see a Riffer ad.
Yeah. You'll see more than that here in a second.
There's quite a few videos out on tow missiles. Some of them are actually kind of cool to watch.
Interesting.
Yeah. I did Dragon Main Pack, which is a little bit smaller than this system, but it's the same concept. This is the one that replaced it, and then it can be vehicle mounted and all that.
Oh, so there's tow missiles on mounted vehicles too.
Yes, on Humvees.
Uh-huh.
Or tow behind.
Okay.
The tow's been around since Vietnam, but we were using Dragon as well. The same missile gets launched from the Cobras. They used to take out tanks. But there's a man pack, 3-man team.
And now they just use the Javelin instead, right?
Yeah. Javelin's a lot better.
So Cynic, what made you want to get into content creation, or what have you started to get into like streaming and stuff?
or hanging around streaming.
Yeah.
A lot of what did it for me is this is another way to interact, and rather than just sit here on my computer playing games and what have you. Started with Discord, and then Kay was streaming it already. I was playing some games with him and all, and a couple other people, Vic, Rogue, Nerf Rogue, playing games with them and all, and then them telling me, you should stream. Huh? So, had a crash course and started streaming, and 2 weeks and I was affiliate.
Yeah, we got you affiliate in like no time. Yeah, we got you affiliate like quick, fast, in a hurry.
I still remember
I think I upset John Burke when that happened because I was like 10 people away. And he's like, well, I'll raid you. I was like, no, raid somebody else. I'll get there on my own.
Yeah.
And who do you
I
raid?
had enough people that I played with and stuff that they'd throw me, raid me, stuff like that.
We were in the same gaming party at that point.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you live? Yeah. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I started my streaming, it wasn't long until I got affiliate because you fuckers.
Yeah.
You call us fuckers, but you have us on.
The funny thing is I'm not that far from partner either. That's why I really should get back in.
Yeah, you just need to get that consistent viewer count back up.
Yeah. I mean, I was there. I know
you were there at one point.
I was lacking like two people or something like that talking in my stream. 2 people being interactive with my stream is what I was shy. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and then life hit, and I had a bunch of stuff going on, and daughter having a baby a year after that. Yeah. Well,
if you get back into it, let us know, man.
And I've had a couple people tell me, they'll help me get it set back up and all that. That's all I got to do is reset OBS or Streamlabs, either one up.
Now.
And then I can do it again.
Because
I've got all my
question we always ask. Can you give anybody advice, especially for that is aspiring to get into content creation, whether it's YouTube, Twitch?
Well, my deal on a lot of the reason why I did it and all is I'm rated 100% for PTSD. My PTSD is not just combat PTSD, but I had an MST as well. So it was one of those getting me out of my shell. And, to be honest, at first I didn't even interact with my chat. And then I got a second monitor and I started interacting.
It's okay. This guy right here to the right from me didn't either, from my understanding. From I heard one way didn't.
No, one day never.
It's okay. From my understanding, one way didn't either.
Fucking Hawkeye. Hawkeye doesn't know how to check his fucking chat.
We would yell at Hawkeye. We'd be gaming with him. We'd be watching his stream on the other channel on our other monitor, and we'd be saying, Hey, Hawkeye, so-and-so's talking to you. They asked you a
Huh?
Oh
question.
shit!
Huh? Oh, shit. So
Oh,
he started using his phone to watch his chat.
fucking idiot.
Look, I've came a long way in 5 years.
Yeah, no shit. Only took you 5 years
Yeah,
to
you
get
read
there.
your chat.
I
Finally.
read my chat more than I play the goddamn game now.
So do I.
Yeah, I have times like that. Now, the funny thing is I was surprised because, like, I played BDO a lot, and a lot of it is just me sitting here like this, talking to my stream and what have you, and life's killing. So the game's playing itself. I'm processing whatever, I'm fishing, and people would actually come watch me play BDO that plays itself. And I'm like, what the heck? I go to bed and leave it fishing, and I'd be like, okay, I'm turning my camera off, and I said, I'm not going to be interacting. I said, but if you guys want to see us done, because I'd open my inventory and watch, trying to make guru stuff or whatever. And I'd have 20 people watch me overnight while I'm in bed asleep without my cam on. Come back and they'd still be there and be like, okay, I'm back. Let's go do something else now. And then, like,
So
I've got Puerto
I
Rican
guess
buddies I served with. They played PUBG and all, and they get me to go get off BDO for a little while and go play PUBG, and people watch that. And, yeah.
I guess one of the things is that you can say as advice is don't be afraid to come out of your shell.
No, just be you. Don't. A lot of these people do personas and what have you. And they're a completely different person when they're on Twitch than they are in real life. And
I've
it's
never
like,
understood that. A lot of people have told me the only way to get big in Twitch is by doing a fake face. I'm like, no, why? Don't do a fake
Yeah,
face. That's how you burn
and I'm
out easier. That
yeah, and
is
I'm
how
not
you
gonna
burn
dog.
out.
I'm not gonna dog those that do it, but it's one of those. Like you
You have to
said, they're gonna
fit
get
well into
burnout
it.
because you know Bone finally quit using his face, I think, for a little while and all. But
Mhm.
Bone was one of them that did it all the time, and I'm like, when he was on one time without his face on it, I'm like, get tired of the face or what? He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He'd act like he never even did it. Have you? Just giving me shit. And I'd be like, no.
I can
But
name off a few.
my biggest thing is, I would say, just be yourself. Be what you're comfortable being. I mean, if it's oh, you want to come on, you want to act like you're a cat or whatever. Fine. If it works for you, great. So I'm not gonna hound those that do that.
No.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna tell somebody that's wanting to get into content creation and what have you. Oh, you got to make this persona. No, you don't have to. Some people it helps. Some people it don't.
Yeah,
Like me, I'm a realist. I'm a
Some people
constitutionalist.
have
So
some people do the persona, and I get the persona sometimes. Some people have that anxiety, like they don't, well, they have that anxiety. They want to show their face, and
well,
I
yeah,
get
it's
that
like
100%.
Hawkeye's got one that is in his stream all the time and all, and we've
But
kind of pushed her out of her shell too. She's been in yours too. We've pushed
Hawkeye's
her
got
out
a
of that
face for
shell too.
radio.
Because I mean, Raptor. I mean,
Yeah.
she'll use, and I understand it fully with her.
Yeah.
Uses the icon to cover her up and what have you, but then she'll get into one of these or something like that, and she won't have it up, and it's like,
Well, she'll get into a Discord call. She'll just talk to
yeah,
us.
yeah, without it. So,
And it's it's two
but
sides of the same coin.
it's some people, it's a safety thing, and I understand that. I'm not bad mouthing those that do that.
No.
It's just not for us.
There was a
Yeah.
there
I mean, it's
there
like the
was a point in
ASMR
time.
girls and what have you. It's like, okay, yeah, so you're showing your cleavage all the time, big deal. Yeah, I'm a TNA guy myself. I mean, because who my age isn't? I'm not looking at. I'm not looking at TNA. I need to be in the ground.
I'm gonna start showing my cleavage on so I can get partners too.
But I mean, some people have to do that persona. Some people don't. I mean, I personally, it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be me. It's either I'm gonna make it on me, not some made up crap or whatever. I mean, so you'll hear me yell at my dogs, and kids, somebody banging on the door, or them glorious your extended warranty phone calls. I've done those while I've been streaming.
Hawkeye, how many times have I fucking yelled at the cable company while streaming?
Oh Jesus! I still remember the first time that you actually did that.
Live on
it was-
stream. I was pissed off at the fucking cable company because
It
my
was
shit
just
was
before
fucking
I
up.
moved to. It was just before I
Yep.
moved to North Carolina too.
Yep.
My shit was fucking up and pissing me off. And I called them cable motherfuckers right then and there. And of
I
course,
mean,
they
And
gave me
you
some
also
bullshit
did.
song and dance shit, you know.
oh
You
yeah.
also
As
did
you
that
do.
for another person we know of.
Who did I do that else for? Oh, I did that for fucking Rambo.
Mhm.
Yeah, I called his cable company. And I was like, "Why is it that you guys have to offer this?" Because I went to their webpage, I got their package deals and everything like that, and his area. And I was like, "Why is it that you guys offer this package in this area, but I can't get this package in this area?" And they're and I'm like, what?
Ooh, I did that. You remember that, Kay? Because I had AT&T for a long time because the house
Yeah.
was already wired and all that.
Mhm.
And it's, I was getting 6 megs up, 3 megs down, basically. Or no, six down and 3 up. And I'm like, I'm paying for 25. I'm not getting near 25. I call them. When the DirecTV buyout happened and all that, then they started treating me better, and now I've got their best deal. I pay $19.99 a month for it.
It's not
I've
bad
got
at
100
all.
megs. I got 100 megs from them.
That's not
Now,
bad
is
at
that
all.
what I'm using right this minute? No. This computer is on Sparklight. It's on a cable line. It's 300 megs down and 100 up. And the other one, everybody else is using.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like my DirecTV package. I'll get on there and I've done it while I've been online. Like, hey,
Fuck
how
that
come
company.
my bill went up and what
Mm-hmm.
have you? And it's da 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 da. My bill's always been this, and they'll go find me discounts and get me down to where I'm paying 129 a month for DirecTV. I have every channel except for like Sundance, HBO, Showmax, or Skinamax,
Dude.
and
Yeah.
Showtime, and what have you.
Skinamax. God, I haven't heard it called that phrase.
God damn, I haven't heard that.
Showing my age again,
Skinamax.
ain't I? After 9 p.m., TNA.
Like that softcore porn right there.
Hey, I grew up in the day where you sit and watch the wiggly colored
That
crap.
blurry
And what
shit,
have you.
and
It's like,
just in case you saw a tit.
that's a nipple.
I ain't gonna lie, I did that
Oh,
shit too. Staying up
Um.
late as fuck, going, "That's a titty right there. That is that dude. That's a dick. No, that's a titty."
and having a full blown fucking argument.
Uh-huh.
Cynic.
My buddy had the Playboy channel, and that shit is hilarious.
yeah, yeah. There's
Cynic.
Holy
I'm
fuck.
curious. Did you do? Did you have any other job
Oh
before
shit.
the service?
while I was in high school, I worked for McDonald's. I was at 17 as an assistant manager at Orange Thorpe, Moody, in La Palma, California.
I've been assistant manager at Casey's. So much fun.
And when I told them that I enlisted and I was giving them my military leave of absence, giving them the date I was leaving, that's when the store manager said, "Well, we were getting ready to send you a hamburger because I worked at a corporate store. It was corporate.
Yeah.
Like, we were getting ready to send you to Hamburger University and get your own store." So it would have been, at 18 years old after I graduated high school, a couple months later, I would have had my own damn store, branch, corporate store somewhere.
I was before I left my job, but I hated corporate, so that's why I left my job. Is I hated the fucking
I
corporate there. But they were talking about giving me my store manager was talking about trying to get me my own store. I'm like, I'm good. And then I went to production.
and I've worked several jobs since I got out. While I was in the National Guard and what have you, I did construction, did production, did warehousing, heat and air. Pretty much became a general contractor my last 2 years. I did 2 years consultant for Fort Riley, where I was the Middle East consultant for the 1st and 3rd Combat Brigades. That was a good gig.
Now,
75 grand a year, and only had to be on base twice a week. And not really reporting to anybody. I'm just telling them what to expect and what they need to do.
Fair.
Now, when Cynic says he was doing heating and air, you gotta remember he's old as fuck, so he was basically just cutting holes out of the
Yeah.
mud fucking walls.
I am currently still certified as a heat and air HVAC technician.
Now,
Journeyman.
this is a different
I'm a master
different type of
master
question
pipe fitter, master mechanic on union rolls.
because I'm also looking at. Uh,
Looking at what?
so this is
Back of your hand where you got
actually
notes written?
geared to everybody in this chat that serve. What has been the hardest thing to adjust to since getting out of the military?
Eating
that out.
slowly.
No, I still don't eat slow unless it's a steak that I smoked or grilled.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like I still just
Every
done.
every February, I make a trip to Houston, Texas for the World Championship Barbecue Contest, where I am on Helicopter Glenn. He's a streamer. I'm on his barbecue team, and I took 71st this year out of 2,500 in brisket with my seasoning. Do have my own seasoned salt I make.
Nice.
Been debating on talking to Jason Murphy about going ahead and just selling him the recipe or not, because it's a good all-purpose. I don't know. Kind of person, kind of like just keeping it just my own thing, and
Mm-hmm.
few close friends have the recipe, so they can make it themselves. But
Did you send that to me?
yes, I believe I did.
I think you did.
Be
I
in your
haven't had time to.
It'd be in your DMs on Discord, even if I send it.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
Usually how I send it. That's usually how I send it.
Freaking send
See,
Yeah,
me
me,
Morse
I
code.
have.
Yeah.
Cynic just starts sending in Morse code to people.
No, don't send me Morse
It's
code. I'll fucking lose my
it's
shit.
simple, and the way I usually send the recipe out is I tell people the quick, easy way to make it, which is like 4 or 5 different things that you put in it that are pre-mades. But I actually, when I first started making it, I did it all myself. That recipe is just too long for most people to be like, huh, what?
So
Where do I get this? Where do I get that?
how do
Many
you
words did not read.
how do you say SOS in Morse code?
You really don't
I'm
know that one?
debating on whether I should tell him or just show him with a flashlight.
Just show him with a flashlight.
Well, I gotta find a flashlight.
I think I know, but I'm not 100% sure.
The only
I
flashlight I know
guarantee
of.
you know, because that's everybody knows it that watches TV.
Yeah, anybody that's ever watched TV or any kind of military, I
Okay.
would say naval movie has seen Morse code.
Okay.
I mean, I knew that shit.
I just tapped it. I don't know if the microphone picked it up or not.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind. I know what SOS is. Never mind.
Stop it.
No, I just
Don't have an aneurysm.
now just too stupid for asking that because I
I-
do know what it is.
That's why I was like, when you asked that, I was like, you're not really asking me this, right?
It's 3 dits, 3 DAWs, 3
Yep.
dits.
Yep. 333.
Yeah.
So, Cynic, what's the stupid question? What's the stupidest question you've been asked?
Really want to know?
Really want to know? I just got asked this question like less than 5 minutes ago. Sorry, I had to put you on the spot.
I know, that's why I said it.
So I actually have 2 answers to my own question. So the eating speed is one of them, because I've went out to dinner with my wife, and I sit there, and then I'm just sitting there drinking a beer or something while I'm
Okay.
waiting for her to finish.
Now, you want to
And
know what my
then-
trick was? I learned to get it to where I finish dinner about the same time my wife does.
Hmm.
And it's
Or
one of the
after
reasons
they
why.
do?
It's one of the reasons why I still do this or this. Cigar cutter is what this is. Cigars are out in the bus
I
right
ain't
now.
had a good cigar.
Or smoke this, which is pipe.
You know,
I haven't had a good cigar since
But what I've learned to do is
wow.
I'll eat half my meal. I'll go out and have a cigarette. Go to the bathroom, have a cigarette, come back, finish my meal. Cigarette's 7.5 minutes for 100. And if you go pee on top of it, okay, you're gone about 10 to 12 minutes. By the time you wash your hands and everything. Uncouth. Like a cockeye.
fair.
He didn't know how to respond to that. He's like, yeah, you're right.
Eh.
It takes him that long to pee because he's old and get the prostate just.
Hey, after I drink my second cup of coffee, let me tell you, I stay regular.
I bet you fucking do. I know when I have a cup of coffee too. It's like, oh,
It's time to go to the bathroom.
time to take a shit.
Drink that first cup of coffee and he's like, oh shit.
Nope, take the second one.
It'll take a second one. It's though. Of course, my cups are like usually that big. So
It depends on the. It depends on the size of the cup of coffee.
yeah, I usually do like one of these things.
Or
and if I do this, yep.
Yeah,
Time
if
to
I
go.
do that, if I do this, it's 1 cup.
Yeah, time to go.
But if it's a
Time to
regular
go.
old size coffee cup, 6-ounce cup, yeah. 2 hours. What?
You have old fuckers on the podcast when we talk about coffee and poop. And I used to not be, believe it or not, I used to not be that way. I used to be able to go all day, like have a cup of coffee and shit like that.
You're
Back
right.
like years
You're
ago,
right.
and
You're
just
right.
not have to deal with it.
You used
Actually,
to not
Karina,
be old
you-
fucker. You're completely right.
Actually, Karina, you got old people on the podcast when you talk about TNA, coffee, and poop, less than 10 minutes apart.
True. Just wait a few years. We'll start getting into like colors and frequencies.
So when you get a boyfriend or a husband and all, and you get in an argument, I'm gonna tell you this one thing I already told Hawkeye's wife, and I know she already does it because I've seen it happen. Well, I haven't seen it happen, but I mean, she's been off screen.
Yeah.
Guys yelling at you, mad at you, and what happened? Flash your boobs. It's over. They won't be mad no more.
Like, how dare you spend my? Oh, those are nice.
I'll be back.
Because Hawkeye's been right there, and he's been bitching and moaning and graying. Kayla will sit there. Next thing I know, I hear Kayla's voice, but don't see her. And Hawkeye just kind of looks over, and then you just see his face just go from.
Y'all have been. I think y'all have been in my streams and in my Discord. And my wife comes up and starts shit with me because she'll
Yes, I
come
have.
around here and she starts shaking her titties and shit. I'm like, really? Right now? You're gonna do this right now? Like I'm in the middle of something. She's like, yeah, take a break. I'm like, I don't need that. No.
Now see, Kay, that's why I set mine up that way. Because the bedroom's right there. I can
Mhm.
see her coming. I can
The
see her
fucking
coming in the
door's
street.
right there.
Exactly. There ain't no sneaking up on her.
I still remember the first time that she actually scared me on stream. We were playing Scriblio. You were trying to get me to go and type the word in or something like that, and she comes up behind me and just.
I remember that.
I would laugh if she did it as you're doing that. But I don't think Mrs. Hawkeye's home right now.
No.
I
Dude,
don't
my
hear.
wife would like to try it. Like back when we lived at the
My
other
office overviews the driveway, so.
and my back was to the door. She used to try to sneak in when I was playing like horror games, try to scare me. This shit don't work.
Nah, I'd scare you on stream with Sam.
Yeah, fuck you.
Now, here's the other one.
I know
though,
how much
Cole.
lag he has, so it's one of those I can get it timed perfect almost every time.
Here's the other one. And I think Cynic, you were around when this actually happened. I was playing Assassin's Creed Unity, I believe. It was right when I moved down here. I hadn't even gotten my new desk or anything yet.
Didn't have the green screen up, nothing.
Nothing. She comes walking across the living room and starts doing this whole Pink Panther-esque. Walks over to the AC and walks up behind me. Stands there for just a second, waves at the camera, and then scares me.
And he jumps off the ledge and falls to his death.
Probably.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's exactly what happened.
It was one of them spots where you had to make like 12 different jumps and what have you.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
then I
he
stopped
was
playing
almost,
Assassin's
he was almost
Creed
to the
Unity.
end of it, and that happened.
I still remember when she scared me playing Division 2.
I remember that one. Me, you, Vic, and Katarian were playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to.
You
Before
fucking
I knew the
scared me or
map.
something. Yeah, we're like, what the fuck are you screaming about? Look, wife scared me.
5 minutes later, we just stopped laughing.
I think
It
we
was
all died.
funny.
I think we all
I
died.
think so. I
in that
think we all
lobby,
fucking
too.
died too.
We all died in that lobby because we were laughing so
Yeah.
hard.
This shit was hilarious.
I'm sitting there trying to pick. I was trying to pick Katarian up because he was half dead, could still be rezzed, and I'm sitting there trying to hit the button. Yeah, I couldn't hit the button. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, I'm trying.
Shit was fucking stupid. Fucking idiot over here screaming his
We've
head off,
got-
fucking dying.
We've gotten into some unruly shenanigans over the past few years.
My favorite one still, and it's still on my stream as a clip, is I'm riding with Wheatgrass, PUBG. This was right when the
You know, weak ass. I'm
Desert-
supposed to talk to him.
it was the desert map when it first came out, and we're going, and he had shitty ass internet service. He's driving, and he got kicked off.
Oh.
Got kicked off the internet. And it's like, I'm passenger in this car, and I'm like, I want to jump out, but I know it'll kill me if I do. And finally, something happened. Somebody else that was on our team and what have you came with another vehicle, hit the vehicle just enough to slow it down to where I could jump out. And I was like, he's gonna turn around, he's gonna get logged back in, and he's gonna run me over. We just died laughing.
Still, one of my favorite moments, though, is my very first affiliate stream. I was playing PUBG with Ice, right? And my wife had gotten home and she needed me to do something. So I'm like, okay, here, take over this game for me.
Oh, here it is.
And shoot anything that moves. My wife sees Ice move across her scope and fires a shot at him. She missed,
Here it is.
but at the same time, it was like, okay, I should have been a little bit more.
I don't think you're gonna hear audio.
No, but I remember this clip.
Okay, we're driving fine right here. There's Game Pros. See what's going on with the vehicle.
Yup.
He's sitting and doing donuts.
Oh shit.
I jump out, but I know as soon as I do, And there's our other teammate running. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'm leaving him.
What the fuck?
Idiots.
Jeez.
I was like, I'm not gonna be able to get out of this, but I gotta try.
Oh, fuck. I'm trying to get the epoxy out.
That's the crap we would do.
I know one thing's for sure. I am not letting her take over Tarkov.
I hadn't even played that this week.
Why not?
You know, I would.
No. Because here's what's going to happen.
Me and Pool both would
She'll
pay to
take
see
over.
that. You know, me and Pool.
She's
will
going
both
to-
pay to see that.
She's
right?
going to take over Tarkov and shoot Rex and Pool and say, oops, they moved.
There's no name display either, so she
Nope.
So,
Nope.
yeah.
You have no clue if it's friend or foe.
And then she's going to go look at Ice and go, I'm going to shoot you too.
And then she's gonna keep Akuma alive.
Mhm.
That's how that's gonna go. We still
We're
need to
getting we're getting around that time, Rex.
I know. We're not there yet, but I know.
I have no idea what Rosura is trying to say.
It's getting fucking dark in here.
I'm. How many times are you going to bring that up, Pool?
Fuck, the first time I played fucking Tarkov, I killed fucking Vic.
Vic's a fun one to shoot, though.
I didn't know. So Vic fucking so he leaves, and we're in the apartment buildings. I've never played this fucking game before.
Yeah.
This was before you would I think now you can team up together, but before you had to find each other.
Yeah, that's what it was when I was playing with Anarchy and.
You were on customs then. Was you
So
apartment buildings?
yeah, so first time I've ever played. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I got some shit. I was using Hell's Archon's account, so I had some shit, and I'm fucking following Clamhammer. There's me, Clamhammer, and Vic. We all finally meet up, and we go to the apartments, and I'm fucking searching through shit, and all of a sudden I see this guy at the other end of the fucking hallway just walking by, and I'm like, shit, there's somebody out there, and Vic's like, where? And I don't see Vic anywhere. I just see this guy duck into a fucking room. I can hear him. I don't know where the fuck he's at. And all of a sudden, I sneaking up on him. I'm gonna go run to this corner and waste this fucker, right? Comes out of the room. I start fucking just laying into him. He's like, "It's me, it's me." And I'm like, "Whoops."
Why?
Mine when I first started playing, I was playing with Anarchy, Side Pocket, and what's his name? Don't tip my tongue. I know you guys know who I'm talking about too. Runs with Anarchy all the time. Runs with Anarchy. Hold on a second.
I turn that light
He's a good player too on most shooters. Everybody thinks he's cheating.
Okay.
I'm the dude. Marty.
Oh, fucking hell.
Anarchy.
Yeah, fucking Tarkov. I don't like Tarkov.
I like it. I just wish it had some other things to it.
I like Tarkov too.
Fucking one of the guys John always hated in PUBG.
I don't know. I never got to play with
him and Anarchy weren't allowed to play together.
I don't know.
Fuck, the name's right there.
Yeah.
As many times as I tried to play with John, anytime I was on any fucking game, like Tarkov, PUBG, not Tarkov, but PUBG or World of Warcraft, like that, I never got a chance.
Just this time in Warcraft.
I'm still
got you in there. That was one of the officers.
And then when I made a character on the server that it was on, and then they moved servers.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing this. And of course, I'm gonna stop playing Warcraft altogether.
My first time playing Tarkov was a fucking nightmare because my friend, I was playing with my IRL friends, and they handed me tier 4 gear, and they're like, okay, now we're gonna kill some cultists. I'm like, what? So my first time playing Tarkov, they took me on a cultist run.
Oh shit!
My first time fucking playing was a cultist run.
Hey, my first run was labs.
Ah, yeah.
As a scab.
Now you can't even be a scab on labs. But yeah, it was a fucking cultist run. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to expect here. Next thing you know, I downed 2 of my fucking teammates into chaos.
Oh yeah, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Was it Escalade by chance?
No. I don't remember his name. I'll get off. We'll get podcast and all. Because I play other games with.
But that is my.
He plays squad a lot. He plays squad a lot too.
I still love that this is my my most viewed clip. It was also the match right after you went to bed, Cynic, I think.
Oh, I know this clip too well. I've heard this clip so many times.
I got nowhere to be, nothing to do.
Down.
What the
Hogo screaming like a little girl.
Yeah. Yes. I remember that. We gave Hogo shit.
That was Dark Wolf that screamed like a little girl.
No, it was not.
And he sat there and he tried to blame Dark Wolf.
Yep.
Dark Wolf's like, it wasn't me.
But we are hitting that time where we need to start wrapping this up. So Cynic, you have any
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, final words.
Shine down, 13 Bravo. Who I was thinking. Told you I'd remember.
You have
Fucking
any
shine down.
final thoughts or final words, Cynic?
Biggest thing I can say is, you join the military, do what your seniors tell you. If it sounds too stupid, it sounds like it's life threatening, then you can question it. But if it's not detrimental to you, just do it.
Also,
Takes less time to do it than it does to bitch about it.
is there any future
Don't volunteer
people?
for shit.
Is there anyone
Don't
that you
volunteer
like
for
to?
shit.
Is there anyone you like to see on the podcast in the future, Cynic?
I'd like to, guess.
You know who I would like to see, and I just thought about him.
Who?
Just fucking fuck, what was his name? I can't think of his name now. What the fuck? Impact.
Oh, I have
Impact, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you
'cause
tell
he's-
That would-
us. You can tell me.
Impact
that would
served
be
about
interesting.
the same time I did. Him and I have a lot of similarities in our service.
Impact got blown the fuck up though.
Hence the name Impact.
Impact, MPAT.
MPAT.
So,
You'll find him in K server.
Yeah.
Want to make the approach.
Impact
Oh, boy.
had he got blown up by an RPG. And a shrapnel went through his fucking neck.
Yeah, Impact's my boy. If I'm playing a game and he's playing it too, him and I are usually teamed up.
Yeah.
You have any final words or anything, Kay?
Oh, I said mine.
Okay.
Don't volunteer for shit.
That's fair.
Be yourself.
I
And
thought
if
of
you're in basic
another.
training and they say they're going to have a GI party, don't be excited.
We're gonna have a GI party.
See, and this is
no.
why I didn't put my teeth in for this.
Yeah, because the GI party ain't no fucking party. It fucking
Yeah, it is.
sucks.
We'll explain that on a future
For who?
episode, folks.
One way. Any final words?
Stay safe this weekend. Remember what this weekend is for.
That is true. I know.
And also, I figured out another guest that I want to try to make an approach to if he's still hanging around anywhere.
Who's that?
DM me.
Or-
Who?
Or Hunter.
I've no
Gore
Oh,
Hunter show
Gore
around.
Hunter?
I play with Gore Hunter all the time.
I was gonna say, fucking, I know, Rogues always have talking about Gore Hunter too. Oh, you know who actually plays Gore Hunter too is Deadly.
I got Gore Hunter.
Deadly's another one that we've been trying to get on, but never got a response.
Never link up on time.
Well, I never got a response back for clarification on dates.
From Deadly.
Yeah,
Deadly?
Because he said yes to be on the podcast, but I've sent him a date in the past. He just never responded. So.
Well, now he's got grandkids now.
I know,
Yeah.
but yeah, he said yes to it in the past, so we have him on the roster to eventually be on. We just don't have a set day right now.
Yeah.
Your best way to catch him is catch him on one
While
of
he's
his days
streaming.
streaming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because
just hit him up,
I'll pop in his Discord and be in another room and he'll drop me down. But Deadly's one of them. Him and I, it's like me and Impact or me and Kay.
Mm.
Yep. Don't talk to each other for months and then pop in and it's like 5-10 minutes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
we ain't seen each
time's
other. Yeah, it'd be months, and it's like we just talked to each other yesterday.
About 10 minutes and it'd be like no time's been separated
Yeah.
there.
So speaking of Division 2's actually got a new update coming up.
Oh,
Just-
I
yeah.
own Division 2. I just never played it.
I only play that game with Katarian and Vic and
Yeah.
and Lefty.
Yeah, it's in my Discord. I got all
That-
videos for all the updates.
That's our best 4-man team.
Mm.
Y'all want to hide away from fireworks.
What?
Wait, I'm reading a question in chat.
We got
Why is it during the 4th of July we all fucking want to hide away from fireworks to avoid the sounds of war? So what do? All get together and play Tarkov to avoid the sounds of war.
Yeah, but we know
Because
we know
we-
it's a game.
Yeah.
We know.
We know-
it's stuff in it.
We've made the
Somebody setting off
separation.
fireworks at 2:00 in the morning while you're trying to sleep. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
Absolutely.
made
It's like,
we've made the
fucking mortar.
separation.
Speaking of that, something happened today. I don't know what it was. I looked outside, I didn't see nothing, but it shook the house. And I live in a townhome, so it was like house.
Right.
But it scared the shit out of my dog. And I haven't heard it since, and I've never heard it before.
Huh.
but something went off like outside, and I didn't see nothing. I was kind of hoping to see some blue
Rex, do
helmets.
you need a raid?
I already have
He
a
was
raid in
hoping to
mind.
see blue helmets. Hey, Kay, I got something for that.
I already have a raid in mind.
Okay.
I got something for that. And this will
What's
not
that?
get you banned. This will not get you banned.
It won't. Oh,
Look.
what was that?
Pew 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 pew.
Pew, pew.
Otto.
Oh, fuck you.
Otto.
Let
let the blue helmets come.
I would say who our next guest is, but I'm actually drawing a blank on that one.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus.
I think it's actual canon. I think.
Like
It's
six
in it.
sexual?
They're all accessories.
Or yeah. I
I'll
see your
look.
pistol grip.
Yeah, can you really check the schedule roster? This is on the schedule.
What, Flick 6?
Huh.
You can get an RD guy on here?
I'm gonna build a 300 blackout.
Got a barrel.
Speaking of which, you got a barrel for it?
Yeah, hexagonal.
Is it for a blackout?
Yes.
Wait, do you have the gun or do you just have the barrel?
That's what I'm
Barrel I
trying to
make.
figure out, Paul.
That's
That's
a
what I
barrel
was
I
just
make.
trying to say. Which I completely forget who was on the
What
roster.
the
Is
fuck
it-
did I... Oh, there it
Is
is.
it
It's in
is it
host
this
chat.
kind of barrel or is it this kind of barrel?
It's literally
this
in
kind
host
of
chat,
barrel.
my guy.
Okay.
It
I-
says unknown.
Oh, that's
That's
right. I forgot you
bullshit.
fucking make barrels.
I guess
It is
CNC lays
not
out there.
unknown.
Can you make me a 300 blackout for an AR?
Yes, it's
All right,
canon
need to
actual.
know what
Okay.
thread?
But I say that's
thread
bullshit.
set
It's
you
not unknown. Alright, so it's
Standard,
canon actual for the next guest.
308. What was it 300 30 cal thread? Fuck.
But
No, the
5
thread
and
for the screw in.
for the other end, it's just a slip on. I already
You
have
just
the
want
upper.
slip and clip? Okay.
Yeah,
this
I already have the upper.
has been episode 10 of Asylum
Oh.
Arms. We are going to raid out to that guy RJ. He's gonna be a future guest, but his episode won't be until July. I think I have this set to. So he's not until a while, but we're gonna raid into him.
Yeah, here I was expecting all kinds of wild questions.
Just your standard
Standard.
Yeah, so
AR.
what ring set does it have in there? Just standard?
Yeah, it's just standard.
Should be able to.
It's an arrow precision. It's got the notch.
Yeah. Yeah, it should have
It's
a
got the notch on there. Got to be 16 inches though, because I'm not paying $200 for the tax stamp.